Hey guys, Kevin from Real Fragrance Review. Today I am here to share my final thoughts on the Zed Creators 2.0. I have all the bottles with me. I have Justin's, I have Ross's, and then I have Curly's here. And a lot of people want to know what my favorite is out of the three. I'm just gonna put them down here so you know they're here, but they're not in front of the camera. So, my final thoughts on this. I'm gonna talk about Ross's first because that's the one I got first. Ross's fragrance did last pretty good on my skin. I think I said 4 to 6 hours, and I do want to change that to 6 hours. It did last 6 hours. The dry down was very close to skin, so that was my fault, in case if anybody went off that and said it didn't last long. That is that. Also, before I head to the other ones, I wanted to thank Ross, Andrea, and Justin for their support to my channel and my fragrance Instagram, which is real_fragrance_review. And it's tremendous, their support that they have been doing, especially to all creators with this Zed Creators launch. And of course, George has been a big support for the smaller channels and honestly all the channels. So George has been doing his part too. Can't leave out George. So Justin's Second Soul was honestly, I did kind of expect Justin to go on this route, but I enjoyed it enough to where I understand why he did it. And it is the same 6 hours on my skin. It's 6 to 7. Once when it dries down, it gets super deep. And so yeah, it gets super deep. And honestly, on all three of them, the presentations are amazing. George killed it. All of them killed it on the presentation. So, yeah. And Curly's. Curly's was the one I got the most questions about, to be honest. The coconut and everything. This one actually threw me by surprise because I smelled the siren, and this is completely different. This is a completely different vibe than the siren. And I love the coconut. I love the vanilla. Honestly, the dry down in this is super good. It sold me, but it just does not last long on my skin, and that really is a bummer because this one is super good. It just doesn't last as long on my skin, and that's just my skin. I don't know about you guys, but I did get like 4 to 5 hours on my skin. And then it goes super skin scent, and then can last to 6 depending. I don't know how it'll be in high heat or anything, just because it's not hot in Texas. I also wanted to say the boxes on all three of these are just amazing. That goes into packaging again, but tremendous job. Is that it? The important question: which one is my favorite? So if I had to rank them, first of all, they are all great fragrances. This is not a shot at George or anybody. This is just my opinion. This is what I think goes with my skin and is really up my alley. So, I would have to put this at third due to this skin issue, so it doesn't last as long on my skin. So I am putting up the Immortals at 3rd. I am putting Evening Mystique at 2. And I put Evening Mystique at 2, and it's a close 2. It's like, it's up there with the other one, but this is there solely because of in the dry down, it gives you business over pleasure. It gives you like a little hint over for business over pleasure, and then it gets into the, I don't know how to describe it, but it comes off my skin kind of funky, and it's not like, it's almost kind of like an animalic tone, and that is Evening Mystique, and that is why actually this one is number 2, but it's a close 1 and 2. So the first one is Justin's The Second Soul. I don't really love this plaque for pictures because it's super fingerprint, like hard to take pictures of and everything. So you can see my camera. It's hard to take pictures of, but the juice in here is really good, especially on the dry down. It gets super deep, super rich, super deep, super rich. The gin is in here from Brass and Soul. I loved Brass and Soul, and Brass and Soul was what I think was the sleeper of the 3. I know a lot of people like the Siren, and I know a lot of people like Business Over Pleasure. To be honest, I love Business Over Pleasure, but I think Brass and Soul was a super sleeper, and this absolutely does Brass and Soul justice, and it actually improves on Brass and Soul. So yeah, there was just the thing with my skin and testing between the other two, which is why they weren't as high on my marks as this one. This one tested out really good on my skin. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. But that is that Second Soul. But I just want to thank Justin Ross, and Andrea and George for making this possible, and the Zed Creators, because I missed out on the 1.0 and I had to pay a little bit overpriced for them, but it wasn't too bad, and I didn't get the Siren. I did borrow the Siren for review, but I am happy to have the 2.0. I hope there's a 3.0 in the future. I don't know, George is listening. I hope there's a 3.0 in the future, but I know he's got big things planned for the next few years, so fingers crossed. And that is my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. This is Real Fragrance Review and Zed Creators 2.0 Final Thoughts. Thank you guys for watching.